everybody, we are playing some P3 Dancing Moonlight.
We just don't even do intros anymore, do we?
Yeah, because I'm not gonna lie, 5-6 years in, you should probably know what this show is by now.
Well, for everybody who doesn't know what this show is, welcome to Game Grumps.
If someone makes that mistake,
I might have fucked up this. Recording.
This is a 60-minute access where we take a typically 60.
Oh god, I love her outfit.
Sometimes 30 or 2-hour look at a new release. This
is not going to be a 2-hour look at a fucking rhythm game.
No, this is going to be about a 30-minute. We're doing 30 minutes on each one.
We're off to an amazing start, by the way. This is the most like disgruntled and like shitty intro I think I've ever been on. We're just like, welcome to 60-minute access, fuckers. Like,
oh my god. Well, I can explain why that is, and that's because I have been working 12-hour days, 5 to 6 days a week for basically 4 out of the past 5 weeks.
I also work a lot, but this is like the first time we've sat down and recorded in a couple weeks too.
Yeah, well, thankfully we've been doing those.
We got a long ass day ahead. The next like 7 videos you guys are gonna get are just me and Bronson all fucking pissy and and moody.
I'm sure that'll be great for the content.
Yeah, it's gonna be wonderful.
So yeah, they made 2 more of these. One for P3, one for P5. We're gonna be doing 30 minutes on each, including the PS4 version of 4. So they got rid of the story mode. They replaced it with this thing called social. And what happens is you'll play songs, and you'll unlock interactions with each of the party members. And it'll tell you how many you have unlocked. So, like, we have 1 for her, 0 for him, 1 for him, 1.
Gotta play Mitsuru.
3. So we're gonna.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then you just basically do that to get the story interactions, and you are throwing. And like, what the story of this is you and the party from the game get warped to the Velvet Room by that person's representative. So,
if y'all don't know what this is a This is a rhythm game spin-off of the Persona series, which is a spin-off of the Shin Megami Tensei series.
A spin-off of a spin-off.
It is a spin-off of a spin-off. They made one for Persona 4, which had an insane amount of popularity, and then Persona 5 came out and kind of trumped that. So then they made these 2. We're gonna be playing this one.
So yeah, you can learn multiple.
His dance moves are fucking.
So it's
they're off the charts.
So it picks a main dancer for you, and then you can choose the costume settings. So
that one's cool.
Sure, we'll do that.
I like that one.
And I haven't unlocked much, but you can add stuff
like little accessories and shit.
Accessories and all kinds of stuff, and then partner you can choose.
Down with Yukari.
Yeah, she was my waifu in that game, so
it's all about Mitsuru.
Yukari, bro.
It's all about Mitsuru.
Who was your P4 waifu?
Rise.
Same, okay. And then 5?
5 I haven't played yet. But so far, I don't want to say Futaba because it's kind of basic. Yeah, it's probably Anne.
Mine was Futaba and Dr. Waifu.
Dr. Waifu.
Yeah.
Hello, my name is Dr. Waifu.
So,
Paging Dr. Waifu. Sorry.
So, if you've ever played the Hatsune Miku games, it's basically that. Like, one, you can see that the left 3 buttons represents a thing, the right 3, and then when those circles pop up, you have to flick the right stick, or do one of the right triggers.
His dance moves are hilarious to me. It's like, they're not really anything.
And then you hold for green. It's simple as hell.
Right.
Yeah, these feel like, so, I've been having fun with these, but they feel significantly more stripped down than 4 was.
Well, they made 2 of them at the same time. I'm not surprised.
Yeah, like, because, like, 4 had a story, and, like, you could just straight up buy outfits. That said, also what this has been telling me is, like, highs of the Persona 5 soundtrack are better than the highs of 3. But 3 has a better overall soundtrack.
Interesting.
Also, I
really like 4's soundtrack.
I was just about to say, but like 4
is the best.
The one best overall one. Every day is great at your Juness, motherfucker. Yeah, so just try and get the biggest combo possible. You want your timing to be perfect or great. Yeah, they were kind enough to send this to us a little early, so...
Nice.
Thank you, Atlas. We love you.
What is the scratch? Is that the...
That's the stick.
The stick?
Yeah. You actually don't need to hit those, but if you hit them, you get extra points and build meter, which you can use to summon your partner at specific points, which are areas where if you fuck up, it doesn't count against you as hard.
Seems like you're doing pretty good.
I'm doing okay. Yeah, typically you don't want to be just good. You want to be great or perfect because that way it counts towards your combo.
Yeah, that's rhythm games. Rhythm games are like, I don't know. We play a lot of fighting games here at TGA. We don't really talk about rhythm games a whole lot, but it's like a different time in my life.
I fucking love rhythm games. I do
too.
I have spent several $100s on Rock Band.
I have spent several hundred hours on Stepmania and DDR, which is a little bit more my speed than Rock Band.
I 100%ed Guitar Hero Man.
Nice.
That was a fun thing to do.
Nice. Have you played Beat Saber?
Yes.
Beat Saber's hella fun.
Yep. So, they have the traditional dancing stages, and something they did add for the 3 and 5 are these music videos. Some are original, some are just fucking stuff from the anime and the video game anime sections that are just kind of like a full group thing.
Right.
And it's like, so this is, you know, so sometimes they do custom stuff, sometimes they do just lazily putting a game over an anime FMV.
Right. Which is kind of cool anyway.
Yeah. Kind of reminds me of the Sega CD. Which, you know, that can only draw positive comparisons, right?
Exclusively. You know, there was more than one good game on that system.
I can't believe they ported Night Trap to the Switch. I was just like, what the fuck is happening?
More Sega CD ports for the Switch, please.
Yep. I love how they fucking put the entire P3 crew in Velvet Room outfits and turn them into basically a boy band.
Cosplayers, eat your hearts out.
I hope someone does this as a cosplay.
Oh, it's a matter of time. The Persona fandom is very devoted.
I've like, the more I realize, like, I've been playing P5 with Steph on stream, which, like, I don't know if she's gonna bounce off of that game or not, because she's loved it so far, but she hasn't gotten to the part of that game where it turns into a fucking game.
Right.
Like, she's just like, oh, the story's cool, the music's great, da da da, and I'm like, yeah, and because, like, we've done, like, 5 fights total, and I'm like, I don't know if you're gonna fall off the part of this game where you are just fucking grinding for, like, 5 fucking hours.
Right. Like a JRPG.
Yeah. But she says she likes grinding in Diablo, but I'm like, it's
kind of a different, yeah.
That's kind of a different thing, because it's
different
like...
kind of grind.
It's more action heavy, and you actually kind of have to, you know, worry about your reaction time and shit. And also, like, the monsters aren't as repetitive. Like, a P5, P4, P3 dungeon, you kind of know what's on each floor, and you're like, you kind of just go into a zen mode of just, alright, what is the most efficient way to nuke this thing down?
Right.
Yeah. Ray is very good about that. Like, Ray and I play JRPGs in 2 very different fashions. Because I hate grinding.
Ray's got, like, weird, like... He's, like, just weirdly proficient at a lot of games. There aren't, like, many games that Ray's, like, not good at.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Oh, absolutely. But no, my thing with this is like, in JRPGs, he like fucking will grind and grind and grind.
Oh, so will I.
And I hate that. So like, if you were to watch Ray and I play Persona 5 as an example, he goes into every boss fight and just nukes them in like 5 hits.
Right.
That's how much he grinds. And me, like every boss fight
takes an hour.
It's an hour-long struggle of strategy and bullshit.
No, I'm the same way as Ray when it comes to like the grind, I guess.
See, yeah.
Which you're not gonna see on my Pokemon file later, but
I'm that way in MMOs. Like,
right.
MMOs are the type of game that just like will fucking suck out my soul and ruin every part of it.
You're just not as patient with JRPGs.
I think it's the fact that it's like typically turn-based or what I call math fighting.
Right.
You know, and I have some patience for turn-based, but if it's like math fighting, that's when I'm like fuck this.
Yeah.
Let's
do that one.
What?
No, up. Yeah, that one.
Yeah, we'll do another.
Get some Igus action.
Yeah, what I love is they didn't bother to up-res a lot of the cutscenes, so it's just like 4x3, fucking
right.
just wow, guys.
It looks like an arcade rhythm game. That's the best. That's like a bad Stepmania file.
It's just like, oh, thank you guys for not up-resing this, so now you have this 480p image with this fucking 1080p and or 4K interface, depending on what you're playing on.
Right.
I'm really...
Does this game go up to 4K?
Yeah.
God damn.
It is pro sport. I'm very curious to know what this like video looks like when the interface is in 4K.
Probably garbage.
Because it already does not look spectacular.
It doesn't look like
it looks fine.
Yeah.
Like it looks fine is the way I would describe it.
It's about what you want.
It's about like the best you could do when you're porting a file from a PS2 game.
I'm sure they have better files for this. They made 2 fucking movies out of this game.
Yeah, that's true. Then why not just use the like 16:9 movie footage?
Who knows, dude? They've got their reasons, I'm sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure like the animation studio that made the movies like has those. They were only allowed to use this. I think it's the same animation studio that made. I don't know, man. Japan's weird about that stuff. Like licensing rights are like always.
That's kind of why I always get fucking like just nerve-wracked whenever like I'm like looking forward to like a compilation and something to do with Japan. That's like licensing rights over there are an even bigger nightmare than they are here.
I mean, yes and no. It kind of depends. They seem to be able to get their shit together when it comes to crossovers a lot better than we can.
Yeah.
But, like, okay, I'll put it this way. If DC and Marvel were Japanese properties, we would have seen, like, tons of shit with the 2 of them by now. But, oh, and then, like, okay, like, the reason why it took forever to get, like, a Jump Force style game in the US, like, not until J-Stars, I think, did it happen. Was because the license holders for all the Shonen Jump properties were kind of everywhere. So it was like impossible to like get them all to like come together on something. Whereas in Japan, I think it's all Bandai Namco.
Yeah.
But in America, it's like Funimation held the rights to Dragon Ball, and Viz held the rights to Naruto and Bleach, and 4Kids had One Piece at the time, and Shaman King, and like all this other crazy shit. And it's like, oh, and Yu-Gi-Oh! They had a lot of Shonen Jump stuff, actually.
Yeah, no, they went out and they kidified all that stuff.
I remember when I was younger...
I actually think, in hindsight, it's kind of good for the, like, market they were trying to hit.
Well, like, I would have never probably read half the manga I read if 4Kids didn't butcher him.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because, like,
yeah, that same Pokemon...
Yu-Gi-Oh! In particular, I remember being, like... in like 5th grade, I think, 5th or 6th grade, when the manga started serializing in the U.S.
Yeah, that checks out because I was in. Yeah, no, that started. So that serialized after the show, right?
After the show it started.
So yeah, because I would have been in 6th or 7th grade. So yeah, that checks out.
Yeah, I was.
Because you graduated in 2011, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so you're ahead.
I was relatively young, and that manga started like serializing in the U.S. and I remember like how different it was from like the anime. I mean, not just in terms of like they didn't start with duel monsters in the manga. They did the original like fucked up stories where Yami Yugi was basically a fucking serial killer. But also like it was just so much darker and more like twisted than.
I remember like a friend showing me that and being like, "This is the coolest shit."
The second time Kaiba appears, he deadass poisons like half of Yugi's friends. Like actually poisons them and almost kills them all.
Jesus.
Yeah, and then gets sent to an insane asylum, I think. Or well, he gets like mind broken or something like that. It's been a while since I read it. But like Kaiba was a legit like sociopath.
Like I can't.
Whereas in the anime, he's just kind of like an autistic nerd.
Yeah, like I can't blame like 4Kids or Funimation for their early dubs because I'm like, that's the reason I like fucking Dragon Ball. So fuck it.
Right.
And also, I'm like
Funimation didn't. I learned that Funimation didn't start taking like the art of dubbing and being accurate to the Japanese version seriously until Fruits Basket, which I don't know if you ever watched it, but
yeah, I've seen that.
I love Fruits Basket.
It's a great show.
They're making a new one.
I saw it. I commented on Sam's post about it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm very excited about it because not many people remember it anymore, I guess, or like not many people nowadays have seen it. But back in the day, it was like the biggest thing in shoujo. But yeah, no, it was incredible. And I remember like watching the dub and not really thinking much of it, and then going to a con and listening to Sunny Straight talk about dubbing as like an art form, I suppose, and how like it would not be where it is today if it weren't for Eric Vale, voice of Trunks, taking on Fruits Basket and going out of his way to like not localize the shit out of it and just stay as true to the Japanese text as possible, which is pretty cool.
That is really neat.
Because now it's like kind of expected. It's like standard.
Let's see if there's...
If I sound like shit right now, it's because my throat has been hurting all day. So by the end of this recording session, I'm just gonna be dead. But hey, Mitsuru. I love that.
Not bad,
Got like some semblance of something going on for her.
Yep. And
She's a babe.
yeah, we haven't done this on, so we don't have the partner options yet. So you have a bunch of like customizable options for like different stuff you can do. So enable miss for scratches, adds 4% to your, and then you can crank up note speed and stuff like that. And then this is just music setup.
Right.
There are really fucking annoying voices that I immediately turn off during the actual dance section. Because it's just like people from your party being like, yeah, did it, nailed it. I'm just like, fucking.
That's like the announcer on DDR who's always like, "You're doing it!"
Yeah, this has like just random JRPG party members. At least that's like funny.
No, that's like cringy. It's really bad.
I
adore this outfit. This is great.
I do love all these Persona 3 areas rendered in like
HD
and like in either, I believe
they look like Dead or Alive stages.
Like I believe, I want to say that this is the Hatsune Miku engine.
Yeah, it probably is. Did Atlas do Hatsune Miku?
Sega did, which Sega owns Atlas. So.
Right.
Yeah, which that's actually how we got in touch with Sega.
I like their faces. Like the animations on their faces are like really solid.
Because like normally
actually they look dead.
We actually did not have a contact from Sega, and we're actually like on their blacklist. After we got a review copy of Alien Colonial Marines.
And you butchered it.
Butchered the living shit out of it. I gave it a 3 out of 5. I said, I believe my direct quote was, if you are an Aliens or fan, you should be insulted. They thought you would enjoy this.
I like how a 3 out of 5 is scathing.
This was it when we were out of 10.
Oh.
3 out of 10.
3 out of 10.
Yeah, so...
I'm like, damn, you got it like middle of the road and then told people who are Alien fans that they should be insulted.
Yeah.
That's how I feel about a lot of games, though.
But, yeah, so, like, it was one of our lowest review scores at the time, and it was also after a string of pretty positive Sega reviews, because they did Racing Transformed and Anarchy Reigns, which I gave Anarchy Reigns a 7, though I said in my review, like, look, if it weren't for these, like, technical issues that I think other people will probably take more seriously, this game would be, like, an 8.5 to me.
Right.
But yeah, no, like, so we gave them a bunch of, like, positive review scores, and then just, like, I, like, just slammed that game for, like, weeks. And then, like, and then gave that review, and then they're like, they didn't send us anything, you didn't respond to requests anymore, and we're like, okay, well then. And then they bought Atlas, and Atlas was handling all their USPR now, back when Mr. John Harden was running it.
Right.
And they're like, yo, do you want to start covering Sega games now? And I'm like, fuck yes, I do. So that's how we got in Sega Street Races again.
Hooray.
Yep. No, it could be they just stopped sending us review copies for that time period, but, like, that just seems way too coincidental for me.
Like, you're shit-talking their big release at the time, and...
Yeah.
Was that a big release? Yeah.
Yeah, like, and there was a whole bunch of controversy from it, like, with Jim Sterling and... Like,
I remember, yeah. Fucking Jim Sterling.
Yeah.
God damn.
So yeah, no, it was.
I think I would be able to live with that kind of infamy in like the game journalism community. You know what I mean? Like at least you're famous for something.
Oh, that dude, that guy is blacklisted for like a lot of shit.
I believe it.
Because like he just like he's like fine, like whatever, I'll just go buy the game and like shit talk it then. Which like if
that's fucking dick.
Yeah. Well, I mean like if it's a bad game, like. You know, like if it's like here's the thing: if it's a bad game, it's a bad game, like straight up.
I love hers. Yeah,
that's there we go, buddy.
That's very cute. I like I guess she's hella cute.
Okay, so we got time for one, maybe two more songs. Yeah, no, it's a. Whoa, this is already fast. But no, like, because when you are a game journalist, it's like you're beholden to your readers, not the publishers.
Right.
Which I feel a lot of people forget.
Yeah, like, that's how you should be if you're any kind of journalist, but...
Yeah, like, I feel so many people in the press forget that. Like, I know so many people who, like, just drink company Kool-Aid super hard.
Well, I'm sure a big part of that is they don't want to lose the contacts like you did, and they don't want to, like, fall out of companies' good graces, so they stop receiving that kind of press and that kind of attention. You know, they need to make their money, but at the same time, like, it's part of playing the game, I guess. You know what I mean?
And my whole stance on that, it was very much Jim Sterling's stance, and, you know, a lot of people that I really respect stance, which is, like, yeah, but the thing is, like, if you need the content, if like, the only reason people are coming to you is for the, like, day one review, like, then, like, maybe you don't deserve to be in business.
Right.
You know, like, you know, a perfect example of this is, like, how often do we have a day one, like, content up, like, basically for Sega games and like NIS games.
Something that's like hella easy to like throw up, you know what I mean?
Yeah, like...
And that kind of all depends on our availability too. Like we're never gonna fucking stay up in the middle of the night just to play. We talked about doing it with Red Dead and then we just didn't.
Yeah, that hit at a bad time.
Yeah.
But
even if it hadn't, like I still don't think we would have.
Yeah, well,
played it and like jumped into it.
Yeah, well, just because that game, like, I'm gonna be real with you, you don't get like all the crazy shit in that game until like 4 or 5 hours in.
Right.
It's still entertaining during that time.
That's a big ass game.
Yeah, it's still very entertaining in that time period, but they need to ease you into like the 50 million billion systems that are in it.
Right.
including when I went to go hunt a legendary animal on stream, and Quinn's like, dude, don't do that yet. That bear is gonna fuck you up.
Well, I'm sure, like, Smash, we're gonna have kind of the same thing where we're gonna want to unlock all the characters.
Yeah, like it's that is gonna be a week late because
it's probably gonna be like 2 videos.
Oh yeah,
I would say
for sure. 1
video showing off all the features, and then 1 just us playing Smash.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Just like for Red Dead, we're gonna have the single player, and then later on, once the online is more fleshed out,
right,
we'll go back and do the online. You know. And then, like, of course, we've been getting all our Game of the Year prep in. Like, I'm furiously trying to finish fucking Red Dead and Hitman.
Yeah, I've been working on Pokemon and Spider-Man kind of interchangeably.
Oh, you finally started Spider-Man?
Yeah, I started Spider-Man. I got to the second part of the Kingpin fight, and I was like, this is stupid, and I stopped playing. It's like, it's not that it's hard, it's just, like, really dumb. So I was like, I don't know. I'm gonna play Pokemon.
Ray has only played 5 minutes of God of War. I'm just like, just make some level of progress.
Did you see that fucking tweet from, I can't remember his name. He was like, talking about how he got Pokemon Let's Go Eevee, and he was like, training his Scarf Dog, and then he went to the 7-Eleven to Brian Altano.
Yeah. Yeah.
His fucking description of Pokemon is probably the best thing I've ever heard.
Pretty fitting.
He's like, I'm dressing up my Scarf Dog in matching outfits, and I went to a 7-Eleven to pick up some balls, and I think I love Pokemon now.
I want to buy that game, but just like, I know what it is, and I'm just like, I don't want to spend $60 on this shit. But on the other hand, I know it's never going to go down in price.
Yeah, it's never going to go down in price, and you're never going to...
So it's just like, and like, it doesn't have multiple saves, so I can't fucking borrow it from someone.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, fuck. Which is unfortunate. Like,
I don't think a multiple save system would work in Pokemon anyway.
Well, yeah, because
just based on the nature of the game.
Yeah, but like, you know, I'm not saying that's a fault of the game. I'm saying that like,
right, that's just a fault in your ability
to be able to play this.
I think it's worth it. I don't know if my thing is like, I don't know like how much you like savor your Pokemon experiences or how much you like enjoy them, because it's not like, it's not a main series title, you know what I mean?
And I think that's part of my problem with it is like, I've generally not cared for the main series titles or the non-main series titles that aren't N64 games. And
I like the remakes a lot. This is a remake of Yellow, but it adds some things, and then it's only taken away the one feature that I can think of, which is battling wild Pokemon. Which, like, the further I play it, the less I care about that.
I also heard that like it's mad easy for the trainer battle stuff.
It's not hard, yeah. It's not super hard. It's really easy to like buff the difficulty curve. That's like kind of my major complaint about the Pokemon series as a whole, is that it trends easier to like appeal more to, or to make it like, I don't know how to put it, like to make it more suitable for children, but like we were all kids when we played the ones that were harder. I don't see how like, and the argument is consistently that like kids nowadays are just stupid, but like scientifically speaking, that's just not true.
So
it's just like a change in like design philosophy.
My experience with Pokemon is like, I of course loved Gen 1 and 2 because like that was childhood, and then I like didn't fully care for 3 all that much, and then didn't super care for 4, hated 5, loved 6. Like 6 was a real return to form and stripped out a lot of the bullshit. And then Hawaii Land added its own form of bullshit.
Yeah, we're pretty much in agreement about like not super loving Sun and Moon.
Also, the reason I love X and Y so much is like, I think part of it's just like it came out at the perfect time for me to play a Pokemon game, because I was working in tech support at the time, and if you've ever worked in tech support, 90% of the people that work there are either nerds or thoughts.
Right.
I'm not even joking when I say that.
Right.
Like, you know, like 20-year-old single parents.
Right.
And so, like, every single person was playing Pokemon.
My thing about it is, like, I always tend to like the post game a lot more than the actual.
Same.
Like the gym battles and the Elite Four and everything are always like, it's always cool to see the new gym leaders and the new Pokemon.
Yeah.
But then after you get through that, I think like once you get past the Elite Four in every Pokemon game, it tends to be when the real game starts.
Yeah.
And even Sun and Moon has like a pretty dope post game. It's just like the actual game is so like, it's such a fucking chore to get through. Like.
Okay, so anyway, that's P3, Dancing, Moonlight.
Stupid title.
We'll be back with
Dancing in Moonlight,
Dancing,
I guess. Dancing in Starlight. I think is
Dancing All Night, and then Dancing Star Night.
Alright.
All the dancing, all night long.
More dancing games. We're gonna have like nothing to say by the time we do 5.
It's,
I already kind of have nothing to say about this.
yeah,
It's cool.
It's fun.
It's pretty.
I kind of recommend you get the Vita version if you have a Vita.
Yeah, this seems like a title that would be more fun on handheld.
Yeah, like
be a good Switch game.
Yeah, like it'd be a good Switch game, but instead it's on the Vita, so just play the Vita version.
Alright, fucking see you next time, bitches.
Actually, you're getting all 3 of these this week. So
getting all 3 of these this week. See you on the next video. Click that.
Like and subscribe.
Subscribe to that like button and hit that bell for notifications on every time we tell you to go fuck yourself. I love you.